Hi, it's about time we got back on the video circuit, so we're going to start producing some videos a little bit more often. You can always go to Psyche Truth. They have a channel, and I do some videos there. We're going to be doing some more, so catch me at Psyche Truth. But here at Health Abandoned, I'm glad that you're subscribing. I appreciate the subscribers that have come in already, and we'll probably be seeing some more people. I wanted to go over a few things that I've seen in the news recently. One is they've come up with a pill that seems to give the benefits of exercise. Now, this is something that we've seen before. There were some studies where they were actually looking at the blood and actually serum and other things in, say, an athlete and comparing that to a non-athlete. And they actually found some things that might help diabetes. It doesn't mean that the non-exercising person, when I say athlete, I'm talking about somebody who's physically active as opposed to somebody who's not or can't be. And they did find a lot of differences in the blood and even in other tissues and things. So what they did is they actually isolated some things, and they're looking at creating a drug to help diabetics. Now, if a diabetic exercises, they're going to get a better effect, but of course they want to be able to put it in a pill form, and they're still looking at that. But the other day I saw an article. I'm going to go look at the research, but they talk about a pill that will give you the same effects of exercise as far as building muscle. I'm not going to hold my breath. The best thing you can do to build muscle is to exercise, but of course everybody would love to just take a pill and get the same effect. You're not going to get the same as you would if you exercise, because there's a lot of physiological changes that are adaptation to your exercise. But being able to give you something to stimulate more muscle growth could have some real utility. So more on that in the future once I get a chance to read the actual research. But don't hold your breath. Putting exercise in a pill isn't the same as going out and exercise. It's just like when we talk about the fact that walking probably won't give you the same benefits, or won't give you the same benefits as, say, a more intense exercise. The best thing you do is interval training. No matter what shape you're in, you can always modify it to where you are. But if you're looking for physiological change and adaptation, you've got to get a little out of your comfort zone. Yes, if you go for a walk, it helps you clear your mind. There's a number of studies showing it how it helps circulation, it affects dementia. But if you're going to get the benefits that you can truly get from exercise, you've got to exercise. If you do that, you actually get physiological changes that are a real payoff. It's different. Just because you burn similar calories in walking and, say, jogging or even running or sprinting doesn't mean you get the same physiological adaptation. There's several studies indicating much different result. Now, if I'm just looking at calorie burn, I could compare walking to other types of exercise. But what I want people to get out of exercise is an actual adaptation. We want to see mitochondrial growth. We want to see an increase in mitochondrial number. We want to see the mitochondria go from little shrunken raisins to large, very capable mitochondria, because that's where your energy is produced. So if you can influence your mitochondria, you've actually influenced your entire health, because even your cells watch the mitochondria. And if the mitochondria is sick, then your cells actually commit suicide. This is some new research. So you want to keep your mitochondria healthy. You want to strengthen and stabilize joints. You want good tissues. All this doesn't occur with low intensity exercise. Doesn't mean you don't do low intensity stuff, but you've got to push it a little bit so that you get the adaptation you're looking for. Anyway, I'd love it if a pill came out, and maybe it will. I'll do more later on that. And I wanted to get into a couple other things. So more on that later. There's also been a lot of studies now indicating that perhaps we overreacted as a society to some of the studies on hormones. Now, the negative studies on hormones, especially in females, really are about unnatural molecules, okay? It's about the use of horse estrogens. It's about the use of progestins, not progesterone. It's about using things that have some same effect as natural hormones, but are not natural hormones. They may be naturally, they're both perhaps synthetic, because I can produce in a laboratory a hormone like you would produce in your body, or I can produce in a laboratory something that's a little bit different, maybe do an enhanced effect, maybe so I can patent it. So birth control pills, for example, are not natural hormones. They are altered estrogens, and the alteration tends to cause different effect in the body. Progestins are not progesterone. They are a chemical version, but the estrogen and progesterone that you would produce in your own body seem to be safe. If you go through the studies, you don't see negative studies on estrogen and progesterone. The negative studies really are mostly about the unnatural molecules that we use in hormone therapy. So we've always known, in a sense, that it was safe to give you or allow you to have the hormones that you produce or give you something similar to that. And there are certain physiological levels that are important to health. I mean, remember that estrogen has a lot to do with bone density, maintaining it. It also has a lot to do with being cardioprotective and neuroprotective. Basically, the hormone protects you from damage and aging and things like that. Progesterone actually stimulates osteoblasts, so it helps you to make more bone, has other great effects in the body. It is also neuro and cardioprotective. Testosterone is necessary to help you renew tissues and for many other reasons. So we don't want to have zero hormones. We want to have the right physiological levels. Doesn't mean you have to, if you're older, have the same levels you had even when you were young. Some people, as they age, continue to produce plenty of hormones. We do find people very aged and still producing a fair amount of hormone, and showing up in their serum and such. So it's about having the right amount of the right hormone. It's not about avoiding hormones altogether, even when we talk about cancers and such, because they're actually finding in some studies that the right amount of estrogen and the right amount of progesterone, even in an estrogenic cancer, where we know that estrogen could make the cancer worse, is actually protective for cancer. It's when you have too much or the wrong type. So I hope this makes sense too. We could say the same thing about exercise. How much exercise do you do? The right type of exercise to get the results you're looking for, as opposed to saying, well, I walk to the mailbox, or I'm busy at work, or overdoing it, right? We want to have the right dosage, let's say, of lifestyle. So I hope this helps. There'll be more videos coming. I promise. It took a little bit to move the office, so we got away from doing videos for a while, but we're back now. And my book's available, so look for it. It's out, available on the bookshelves. You can order it at booksellers. Called Health Recklessly Abandoned. It gives you a lot more detail on what we talk about even in the videos. So this is Dr. Vince Spilonzi. It's a pleasure, and I'm going to start populating this channel with more videos. Love to talk to you. Ask me some questions. Let me know what I should investigate, and we'll get some answers. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.